Good morning from the landing. It's another day, another hot and humid day. Actually, it's not too hot. What time is it? It's not too hot considering it's 11 o'clock in the morning and the sun is not shining a lot. That's why it's good and comfortable. Let's start this off with, ladies, look what I did. I had gone to a thrift store with Molly in February Molly and Mandy, when I got my driver's license. And I saw this little dress and I thought and I hoped it was cotton. And then I got it home and realized it's 100% polyester. I also realized it's a little small. So the first thing I did was I took these buttons and I gave myself like an extra inch. And then a few weeks later, I dyed it. I got special RIT dye for polyester fabric. It's 100%. So far, it's feeling kind of comfortable. And I'll be honest, this first day I've worn it. So I want to show it to you. So, look here. It's got pockets. So, that was how I wanted to start this, was I did that. Because basically my videos are kind of show and tell. How do I occupy while I'm waiting on Father to send his son back to rule this kingdom? So why did you not get this Wednesday's video, which I had originally planned on this, and I had part of the video. But then I started having an issue. I had two issues. One was with my truck. I'll tell you that later. But first was my truck, and then I had been experiencing vertigo, but only when I laid down. And then I'm going to try to give you the quick version. Quick version is it got worse. And because it was only when I laid down and when I first got up. And then one day it just stayed and I felt sick. And I went to Molly's and we were going to go to the emergency room. And she had a friend there who prayed over me. Then she said, I think something's wrong with your neck. She said, here, let me work on your neck a little bit. She's a massage therapist in the making. Because, oh my goodness, such relief. There are reasons why you will have vertigo. One of them is if you got an ear infection. Another is if you got something wrong going on in your neck and messing up with your neck and your blood flow and stuff. Number three, it could be the precursor to a stroke or a heart attack. Whoops. Oh, and don't forget being dehydrated and the possibility of just a nutritional deficiency. So I got it in my head that maybe I needed to go to a doctor. The reason I got it in my head was I talked to Sarah. I had thought about going to a naturopath doctor, and I knew she would know where there was one. And so I called her, and she's like, you need to go to the emergency room, Mama. So we did. Molly took me on Monday morning. We sat from probably 11 o'clock until about 3. They put the port in my arm. They took some blood. They gave me some pills because for the first time since this has been going on, I was nauseated. I was having a hard time just sitting up straight. And I kept losing my balance and stuff too. So it was becoming an issue. So we go, we wait. Finally, they come in. They're like, well, we can't give you a room, but we've got this little room over here where the doctor will talk to you. So I'm like, yay, get to see a doctor. The whole point of putting the port in was if you're dehydrated, they had said right when I got in there, we're going to put you an IV in so that make sure you're hydrated. Well, obviously that never happened. So I go in to talk to the doctor. She listened to my heart. We talked. She had me squeeze her fingers to see if I was equal on both sides. Then she pushed down on my legs see if I was equal on both sides, looking to see if I'd had a stroke. I don't think I've had a stroke, but am I going to have a stroke? So she never looked in my ears. And if you've got an ear infection, because you sleep with your window open next to mushrooms right outside your window, and you tend to be a little allergic, not not severely, but enough that it will mess me up with the moldy moisture stuff, and it's mushrooms. So anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I think I can handle this. So you've given me, I'm not having a stroke, I'm not having a heart attack, because I think they would have checked to see the histamines in your blood. That's the first thing they check to see if you're having a heart attack or have had a heart attack. She didn't mention it, neither did I. This video is going to be way too long if I keep this up. So let's fast forward a little bit to, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to treat myself as if I have an ear infection. I started that last night. I've done the little things. It's basically stand on your head and turn your head and do things for to get your equilibrium back. I have ordered the nutritional supplements that they say that could cause this to happen. I haven't gotten them yet, but I have ordered them. So they're on their way. They're supposed to be here today. And last night I took my first dose of oregano oil, because that's the big guns. I take garlic kind of all the time anyway, but I added the oregano oil, and I keep doing the little exercise, turn yourself upside down, turn your head and all that stuff. So I feel much better today, and I haven't felt the nausea at all. So I think I'm okay. I feel better today. Now, what else? I had to make a list because I've showed you a whole bunch of stuff that was supposed to have been on Wednesday, and now I'm adding to it everything that's gone on this week. But I made a list. Let's see, what was number one? Oh my gosh. Now, why did you have to see the mushrooms so much? The big giant mushrooms, they're like this tall. They were amazing, so beautiful, and I felt inspired. So I made me a mushroom. I made a mushroom pillow. This is full of a crochet project that I started when I was in Dolan Springs and never finished because I realized it's acrylic yarn and I'm not going to wear a sweater made out of acrylic. But, so it's all stuffed in there. And then the top of it is this odd yarn that it was a whole skein of yarn that I'm like, it ain't going to make much. And I don't know what to do with it. So I undid the whole skein of yarn, and that's what's stuffed in the pillow. So I made a mushroom pillow. Okay, enough of that. What was next? What you saw in the video. These are linen sheets I bought a couple of years back, and right where my feet were. I just tore holes in it, apparently. And so I went to mend it, and I mended it on my sewing machine. I only showed you little bits and pieces, but out of those big squares, and I went around them once to secure them, and then I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it really reinforced the sheet. So that got done. Then Piper's sweater. It was 2 skeins of yarn, and I know I've talked to you about it, and I might have even said something about it, and it looks so adorable on her, which you get to see, you've already seen. I love the little sweater, and she loves the little sweater. So I finally got that done. Then Mandy came for a visit on her way up north, Ohio, Michigan. I think she's going to Wisconsin. Mandy is a mechanic. She teaches small engine repair in the homeschool groups. And she has, in the summer, she has camps. But anyway, she teaches all the kids how to take apart a gas engine and how to put it back together. I do believe is what she's doing. And what's funny is little Willow. Willow was the one I made my first. It was a hexagon crocheted sweater. Cardigan. Hexagon cardigan. Hexi cardigan, they call it. And it also was kind of a prototype. I've not done this. I don't know if it'll work. Let's see if this yarn that I have left over from making other things, if I'll have enough. And I had just enough. So that was just on their little bitty stop that they did while on their way up north. And they're still gone. They're going to be gone all summer. So I won't see her until they're on her way back. Well, one of the reasons she stopped in is my truck. Last time I drove my truck, I did notice that I was leaking. I didn't know what I was leaking, but I found out real quick because I could hear it in the steering. So what I ended up, it's the line, the fluid line that goes from the pump into the power steering, whatever. When I backed into my parking spot, I could smell it. And then there was none. I could barely turn the wheel. And I knew I got a problem. Now, one problem could be it's leaking from the line. Number two, it could be your power steering pump. And I was like, please don't let it be that. So that's why that's one of the reasons why Mandy stopped by. And also the other reason was she hasn't gotten her birthday present from April. I had mended a blanket for her that I have had for months. And there were other assorted little things because Mandy will bring me the mending to get done. And so I got all that done. She had 2 big bags of stuff. Plus, we had Willow's little sweater in there too. So she looked at the line and verified that it is just coming from the line. So, okay, that's the problem. So then, okay, it was too much getting up and down and maneuvering for David to do. David is going to have total knee replacement surgery in a couple of weeks. I think we've got like 2 weeks. He is doing pre-surgical stuff today as I'm making this video. And we're hoping that while he is out and resting and recovering from the knee surgery, that his back will heal. Because he kind of, what in old terms, what we used to call a slip disc. He really messed it up. So, and he's not the type to lay down long enough to let it heal. So, here you go. Have a knee surgery. You will lay down. And rest your back because that's the only way to get that bad boy to heal. So are y'all getting tired of listening to this? Because, oh my goodness, I'm 18 minutes in. Let's hurry this up, Betty. Okay. All the stuff with the truck. What happened was we verified what it was. The day that he was here, Richard came down. Richard is my off-grid neighbor. The only off-grid person I know. He lives up the hill. He came down and he did the maneuvering and stuff, and they got the part off because there are many different styles of that one piece, as you will see. And we got the piece. Then there are little O-rings, and one of the pictures you see is making sure that the O-ring is in the right place, because without that, it's kind of pointless. So we connected it all up. Richard had me come out. I started the truck. We moved the wheel. He put some more fluid in, and then we wiggled the wheel, and it worked. I have not driven the truck yet because I'm waiting till my day to go to town. Okay, so I've done my list out of order. I tried to get it right, but the next thing on my list, after I tell you about the truck and it's fixed and we're ready to go, my Sarah won her first Emmy. She's only been she works with a branch of PBS with Jacob. Jacob's kind of like is Jacob her boss man? Jacob is Molly's husband, and the picture I'm showing you is Sarah on one side and Jacob on the other side, and there's some other people in the middle. There's a man right next to Sarah. He won Emmys in another show, but works for the same company under Jacob. Then there was a woman, she does a cooking show, and her cooking show won an Emmy. Now, what's the big deal? Because this is an Emmy for a station who has only been in operation two or three seasons, and Sarah won in one of the most difficult of the categories to win in. And she won an Emmy. I'm so proud of her. She's doing what she loves, and that makes me happy. And now, number 7. I just wanted to tell you, I saw my first snake of the season. I thought I was seeing a shadow across my path, and then it started moving. And it was probably 6 foot long snake, and he was heading up towards my woodshed. So he's gone up there to have a lot of dinner. But now I got a black snake. I'm pretty sure living in the woodshed. Oh my gosh, y'all, I think I've told you everything. Is that all I wanted to say? Isn't that enough? I've got other projects going on for another video. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. That's what we grew up hearing. So that's why I taught my daughters. I taught my daughters to knit. At the time, I didn't know enough about crochet to teach them to crochet. So I taught them to knit. And now that's how I keep busy so I don't get in trouble. Uh-oh, one last thing that wasn't on my list. This is a shout out to Melody, who watched my video. She also lives down in North Carolina. She knew there was a heat wave. She was very concerned. She called me, "Are you okay? And you come down here and you can stay." She's got a beautiful place down there. She lives on the lake. And she has followed me since I've been at the campground in Arizona. And what she did was, I was telling her about fans, and the only struggle I had was at night. I didn't really have I wasn't I didn't have a fan to keep me cool at night. And at some point I have to turn generator on, and then I have to turn it off. That's why I'm talking fast, because I'm going to have to go out and turn generator on in a minute, because I see sunshine coming in. And I don't know, if you ain't in the South, you just can't even imagine, because it's been raining since yesterday evening, I think, and rain. It's rained almost every day this week, and then the sun comes out. It's like you're in a sauna, because you got the heat and all the steam rising. So she said, Betty, she sent me a link. Melody, this is not the one that you sent me the link to, but you gave me the idea, and I went looking for a Black & Decker. See? Black & Decker. Because all of my power tools use this battery. So I found a fan, and I had to get orange. They had a pretty green one, but I think that was Ryobi. And my batteries don't work. So I bought me 2 more batteries, and I bought the little fan. And y'all, the room. And look here, you can use it to charge other things, like your phone or whatever. I don't need that. But what I do is I charge these batteries while I'm running the generator and running the fan. Then at night, I've got fresh batteries. I can still run this fan. And after the sun goes down, I am perfectly comfortable. Well, most of the time. And I have said this before. Sometimes you're just uncomfortable. You're not in climate control. I don't have air conditioning in my truck. So I go out. That's why I only go out early. I go out before noon. I'm home by noon, because most of the time I got my buddy with me, and I can't be leaving him in a truck that's too hot. And I run. That's why I always am running. I mean, when I go in the store, I go with my list, I get what I need, I get out, and I go to the next place. I've got 3 or 4 places that I go to when I go into town, and so I'll be doing that later, tomorrow, or the next day. But today, I wanted to do this video and talk to you without the generator running and without the fans blowing because it just makes so much noise. So I hope that this has been fun for you to do a little catch up. And I'm thinking, y'all, I'm trying my best to get y'all a video every week. But sometimes just things happen and I can't get coordinated. My only excuse, I'm old. It's sometimes a miracle when I even get, oops, what's up, buddy? So, I just wanted to encourage you, to inspire you. I don't know that this will be here by 4th of July because that's the other problem that I'm having. My phone. It's not my phone, as it turns out. It's Verizon. And it's been storming, and my service is sketchy at best. It says I got service, but it might take, well, every video I upload takes me like 24 hours, no matter the length. So I got to make sure I got enough power. I got to make sure that the internet's running. One of the videos, I went to bed with it uploading and woke up and had lost internet in the night. And then I wound up having to start completely over again. So I apologize for the random scheduling of videos, but maybe that'll be better than really trying to get it there, because I don't think most people even realize I try to do a video every week. And YouTube is going to bury anything so that I do, because they started not showing people my video once I started putting a Friday video with the scriptures. AI does not like the Bible. Y'all, keep preparing. Prepare your heart. That's the main thing. And if you got some extra money, get a few extra goods on hand. Okay, I'm having a good day today. And so many of my days are not, just because. And we won't go into that, but today was a good day. Y'all pray for David that his surgeries go well, or his surgery goes well, and that his back will heal. I'm going to not see him probably until near September. So it's going to be a long, lonely summer. So that's what's happening, y'all. And I will try, I'm trying to get more scheduled. And I will admit that when I have got a project going on, it's real hard for me to put it down because I kind of obsess with it until it's done. Y'all, be blessed. Don't be afraid. Everything they're showing us, I believe, is just how much it's fear mongering. Everything. Every news report is to make us afraid. And coming to a city near you, who knows what's going to happen? It's a wicked world. And Father knew it was going to be this way. He gave us specific instructions on how to make it through. So go read your Bibles. That's where you'll find out how to survive the next weeks, months, years. And meantime, maybe soon we'll all be celebrating our King has come. Yeah. You know how time's flying. It could be. I mean, it's like it won't be long because everything's so fast. It's already July. Huh. And I just now took off my wool sweaters. Remember this. I love y'all. And so does Father. See you next video.
May the road rise to meet you and the sun kiss your face. May there always be a miracle waiting just to bless your day. Life won't always hand you roses. Don't let it get you down. Keep your eyes on what your goal is and your feet on solid ground. Take this with you where you go. You are love, love, love.